Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Thursday, one of the days we lane. And I saw something this week, in one of the 4 days we laned, in which I admit it bothered me, even though it's not halachically prohibited. The gentleman getting in aliyah, during his aliyah, leaned on the bima, stood leg on leg very comfortably like this. And as I said, it bothered me even though it's not prohibited. The Shulchan Aruch does not bring the halacha brought in the Rambam. Hallchot, tefila ונשיאת כפים, פרק י"ב, halacha yud aleph, that you're not supposed to lean during the Torah reading. The Shulchan Aruch does not bring this halacha, and therefore I can't say it's prohibited. But I will say it's inappropriate, and I'll explain why. The Rambam, as I mentioned, brings this halacha regarding the mitturgeman, the person that used to translate the Torah to the Jewish people, and says he's supposed to stand be'ima v'biirah with awe and trepidation and not lean during the Torah reading. The Kesef Mishnah, who is the Beit Yosef, who is the author of the Shulchan Aruch, brings a source from it from the Yerushalmי, where a rabbi reprimanded someone for leaning during his translation of the Torah, and then says kol shekain, that the koreh, the actual person laning, which from our perspective is the laner and the person getting the aliyah, should not lean during that time. Rav Soloveitchik famously said that laning is reenacting the Sinai experience. The Bima, which is usually in the middle of a shul, basically is like Mount Sinai, which was in the middle of the Jewish people, with the Jewish people standing around it. It's usually elevated like a mountain. The person laning is in place kiviyachol of God, and the person getting the aliyah is in place kiviyachol of Moshe receiving the Torah. The Gabbai is usually in place of Aaron and the Kohanim that stood closer, and then of course the Jewish people around. If we're reenacting the Sinai experience because we believe it's important, because we believe in the words of the Ramban, that when it says in the Torah in Parshat Va'et, that we're supposed to remember Yom Asher Amadeta Lifnei Hashem Elokecha Bechorev, being warned, Zechor Al Tishkach, that day, that it means actually the Sinai experience, I believe the lesson is that we're supposed to look at the Sinai experience as something of awe and trepidation, just like we stood at Mount Sinai. And if that's the case, it's inappropriate to lean on a bima during that time. I'll further say that if we don't lean, but everyone stands upright, we're showing all the people around us how important laning is, or to be more precise, how important the Torah is to us. And therefore, I'm far from saying it's halachically forbidden, but I will say I believe it's inappropriate. When we lane, we're supposed to reenact the Sinai experience, and if we really care and adore and cherish the Torah, then one of the things we won't do is lean on the bima during that time. Have a wonderful day.